Frankly, it's nothing short of a miracle that no one died or sustained serious physical injuries.
It wasn't a single person or mistake that led to a Boeing 737 losing a door plug in the skies above Portland. The National Transportation Board says what happened was the result of systemic failures from the assembly line to oversight by the FAA. The NTSB held a hearing today to explain what it found during 17 months of investigation into what could have been a catastrophic mishap. Tim Gordon has the highlights from the hearing.
On January 5th, 2024, at about 5:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
the NTSB laid out the facts about Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, starting with heroism for those who got the plane down safely after a door plug blew out after taking off from Portland with 164 passengers on board.
I firmly believe there's one reason Flight 1282 averted catastrophe, and one reason only: the crew.
NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy shared what it was like on the flight deck that January evening when the cabin lost pressure.
To quote the captain, it was an explosive experience. The first officer said it was chaos.
Chaos at roughly 15,000 feet. The cabin crew dealing with a gaping hole in the side of the plane, the pilots working to descend and land safely.
And yet the crew shouldn't have had to be heroes, because this accident never should have happened.
The board spoke with NTSB investigators about why the door plug blew out, confirming it was 4 missing bolts that allowed the door plug to slowly slide up.
And what was happening is it was gradually moving up, and eventually it wouldn't hold it any further. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, we saw the evidence of that in the materials lab exam and those seal marks.
There is a fix coming by 2026 to add an additional fastener and other improvements to the door plugs. Throughout the hearing, the NTSB pointed to several problems at Boeing, from a loss of veteran workers to poor training for new ones, ineffective management, a rush to produce more planes on the assembly line.
An accident like this does not happen because of an individual or even a group of individuals. Aviation is much more resilient than that. An accident like this only happens when there are multiple system failures.
And that includes the systems of the FAA, charged with making sure aircraft are built to safely carry their valuable payloads of people.
They really need to look at how they've conducted oversight in the past, why their oversight didn't pick up on deficiencies, and how to improve that in the future.
And that was our Tim Gordon reporting. Now, after the hearing, Boeing put out a statement saying, quote, "We at Boeing regret this accident and continue to work on strengthening safety and quality across our operations. We will review the final report recommendations as we continue to implement improvements," end quote.
I will tell you, being the person who was at the press conference when I announced what neighborhood it might be in, I feared for that neighborhood and the onslaught of people that would be in it looking for the door plug.
Jennifer Homendy talking about the Cedar Mill area north of Beaverton. Back in January of 2024, we caught up with Bob Soar, the man who found the piece of the plane in his yard. He said his friend called him after hearing the announcement and suggested they go looking.
This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened on the street, as far as I know.
Well, several other neighbors made discoveries in their yards as well: a headrest, phone, and other debris.